In this video, I'm going to teach you how to get massive biceps with just a band and a stick. What's good YouTube? Reshopping aka Rock Hard Fitness coming at you with a video that's all about getting massive biceps. Now guys, all we're going to use for this workout is literally just a band and a stick. If you don't have a stick, use a metal bar, whatever you have at your disposal. So if you did get anything out of this video, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a like and do me a favor and put the D in subscribe, and let's get on with the video. So the first thing I want to go over with you is a little bit of an anatomy lesson. This is going to help you visualize the muscles and where you should feel the movements as we carry on with this video. The biceps are made out of 2 prime movers and 1 synergist muscle. You've got your biceps brachii. This is going to be the part everyone thinks about when you talk about the bicep. You've got your brachialis. This muscle can't be seen as superficially like the biceps, but when built does help push them up and out more, which gives the appearance of a bigger bicep. You've also got your brachioradialis. Now, this is actually a muscle of the forearm. However, I'm including it in the anatomy of a bicep because, for one, a bigger set of forearms does give the illusion of a bigger arm, and secondly, it does assist the bicep and the brachialis in performing their function. Remember that even though there are 2 heads of the bicep, it's still 1 muscle. So any curling motion, which is flexion of the elbow, works the long and the short head. The following exercises I'm going to explain to you will hit the biceps from all possible angles and will make sure you are stimulating the entire muscle. We also want to make sure that we are covering the following positions: your fully shortened position and your fully lengthened position. Since we are using a band, the tension will always be greater at the fully shortened position, which is why we will manipulate the distance away from the band to get the required tension we want in the lengthened position. The reason why I have this long title for this exercise is so we can remember everything that needs to take place. Supinated simply means palms facing up, and when I say shoulder flex, I want you to keep your elbows in front of your body at around a 45-degree angle. This is because the long head of the bicep actually assists the anterior delt in shoulder flexion due to the bicep crossing the shoulder joint. So this way the bicep will really be fully shortened. So taking all of what I just said in mind, I want you to stand as far or as close to the origin of the band as you need in order to feel the most tension at the top of the movement. Take a grip that is shoulder width or just slightly wider. This puts more emphasis on the short head of the bicep. Now, keeping your chest up and shoulders back, the only movement in the entire exercise is going to be coming from the forearm. Don't fully straighten your arm because this will lose all tension, and I know I always preach full range of motion, but the big concentration here is on that fully contracted motion. So what happens at the lengthened range is just taking tension off the muscle. Curl towards your forehead and hold the top position for 2 seconds. Take 2 seconds on the negative and a 1 second pause at the bottom before repeating the movement. With this exercise, we will be working on the lengthened position and also the peak of the bicep. Due to the arm being behind us, this puts the long head in a greater position of stretch, which in turn allows the maximal force generation in this specific movement. So with this exercise, what we must do is take a supinated grip and stand as far away from the origin of the band as we can, so that in the lengthened position there is a lot of tension on the bicep. Curl up and keeping the elbow behind you, pause for 2 seconds at the top of the movement to feel the contraction and then lowering it back to the starting position. Usually in the gym when we use a cable stack for this exercise, the load is heaviest at the bottom and then drops off at the top due to the strength curve. However, here it will be getting heavier as we get to the top because the band is stretching. So don't worry about getting the bicep as short as possible because we took care of that in the first exercise. So at this stage, our biceps are tight. We have taken them through extreme stress in the shortened and lengthened positions. So now it's time to finish them off with an exercise that I just feel is just anecdotally the best for the brachialis and brachioradialis. With this exercise, I like it because of the pure burn I get in the forearm muscles, but also because we are working elbow flexion, it's still stimulating the biceps to a large degree, so it's good to end off on. To start off, grip the bar with an overhand thumbless grip and lay down with your back on the floor and shoulder blades retracted. On this movement, we are going to keep the elbows at the sides of our bodies for maximum stability. Curl upwards and think about crushing an egg between your forearm and bicep, and hold this position for 3 seconds, then lower the bar back to the starting position. Whenever you are in a supinated position, you need to consciously think about actively driving your pinky and ring finger into the bar for full bicep activation. If you feel your forearms activating too much on the first 2 exercises, and since we aren't loading these exercises heavily at all, I want you to extend the wrist, which takes out the forearm muscles completely and isolates the biceps incredibly. If you do suffer from wrist pain, then I would give this technique a try, and if it does cause discomfort, just continue using a neutral wrist position. If you have a pretty weak band or you are quite advanced, then I recommend you do a 30-second isometric contraction and then go into your set of 10 to 15 reps. This essentially pre-fatigues the bicep, which will allow you to reach failure within the given rep range. So that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please don't forget to please give this video a like. If you want to see more videos of this type of variety, click on this video over here. It's all about how to get the best abs of your life, you know, here at home. Nothing big, but it is pretty big. And also guys, don't forget to put the D in subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.